Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today we are going to focus on this guy right here. This is the Unsc Marine that comes with sniper rifle, and here's the sniper rifle. Let's get this guy into focus. So, this Marine in particular, he's part of the world of HALO action figures, which is a 4-inch scale line. Unlike the Spartan collection, these figures are a lot smaller and they're a lot cheaper. I believe the focus on this line of toys is more about army building. You know, they also provide vehicles, unlike the Spartan collection. And also, unlike the Spartan collection, they also focus on the alien figures, where the Spartan collection is all about Spartans and the different armors. I love this toy line. I think it's fantastic. I grew up in the 80s during the height of like the old school like 3 3/4 GI Joe figures. So for me to collect this line, I feel, you know, right at home. The figures are around that kind of same scale. The vehicles are awesome. The accessories are great, and the detailing on these figures is just amazing. Not to mention the articulation. The articulation is top notch with these smaller figures. So today we're going to focus on this guy, but I thought it'd be fun to at least pull out some of the other Marine figures that we've gotten so far, just so you can see the differences. You know, not all of the Marines are the same. You know, some of them have different body armor pieces, some have different helmets. So I think it's kind of fun and unique that, you know, there's all these different kind of troops. So if you're really big into army building, you know, you have lots of different options. You know, not all of your guys have to look the same. All right, so to begin with, let's just start with this guy here. I picked this guy up maybe about 2 weeks ago, but it's just now that I'm getting around to the video. So this is the Unsc Marine, and he comes with this cool sniper rifle and also this display base. I love the display bases. This is the newer design. You can kind of tell because it has the notches that are exposed right there. This particular base is the somewhat grassy foliage kind of look. Some of the other bases might be like a rocky or like a stone texture, but this is kind of like a much more, you know, jungle vegetation, which looks great. The sniper rifle is awesome. So one of the issues I have with this line of toys is that I always get the weapons and they're always bent and warped in the package, so it's not perfectly straight. You can easily remedy this by submerging this in like hot water and then you're reshaping it, and then once you have it straightened out, submerge it in cold water, and that'll kind of like harden the plastic and reset it to a neutral position. The sniper rifle, it's super detailed for this size. It's articulated where it needs to be. You have the stand, and I believe each piece moves independently from one another. And then you also have the top handle here, which is also articulated. Nice detail. Most weapons in the world of HALO, they come with this little peg, and most of the time the figures will have a socket in their back, so you can easily store it like that. So if you have a couple of Marine figures in your collection already, this guy isn't necessarily like treading new water. This is, you know, there's some reuse in this guy. I believe he might be a complete repaint of this Marine over here. So if you have this guy, essentially you do have this guy. The only thing different is the color scheme. As you can see, the faces and the heads, exact same sculpts. Body armor, upper torso, arms and gloves, same sculpts. Same with the lower torso and legs. But you just have a difference in the color scheme. This guy's much more desert camo, whereas this one's a little bit more urban camo with the grays and the neutral colors. So this guy's more about like desert warfare. This guy's more about like, you know, city and urban assaults. Okay, so with these figures, you know, one thing I've mentioned is that they've given us a couple of Marines, but they're all kind of different. For example, these two Marines here, they share similar helmets. Just give me a second. All right, so much like the figures we were looking at previously, these figures are actually the same figure. The only thing different is the paint scheme. So this one, much like the other one, this is desert camo. This guy's green, so it's kind of more like forest camo or jungle camo. This Marine over here is is different from this one. This one is a little bit more decked out with armor. For example, if you look at their helmets, this guy over here has like the fully armored like jaw and chin, whereas this one here, he's just kind of wearing a cloth mask. Different body armors, or I mean, they're the same body armors, but they're kind of like decked out a little bit different. This guy has the pouches on his upper chest, whereas this guy just kind of has the sheath and the knife. Different holsters on the leg. This one has they both have pistols. These pistols are non-functioning. They don't come out. And this one has an additional pouch on his other hip. And then once you start getting to the knees and the lower legs, this is where there's some difference. They both have armored knee pads, but this guy goes one step further with the armored shin guards. So coming back, and with this guy here, this is a much more basic style Marine, you know, very minimal body armor, exposed face. And the articulation on these figures, they're really, really nice. This guy's head, it rotates. He has swivel below the breast line. His arms rotate and they go out. Elbow bend, elbow swivel. His wrists are articulated. His legs kick up. He has a thigh cut, so his legs can even rotate at the thigh. Double pinned knees, so he has like full articulation in the legs, which is really nice, especially if you want to like seat this guy like on a vehicle. Ankle articulation. Yeah, so all around outstanding figure for a 4-inch scale action figure. Like I said, the Marines are awesome because, you know, there's so many different designs and they're fun for army building. So if you want to build up a nice squad, you know, you have different options. They don't all have to look the same. If you're a customizer, you could go even one step further, and you could, like, you know, essentially do like part swaps. So, you know, if you know how to do it, you can swap the heads onto different figures. Some of their joints come off pretty easily too. Like, it's just a ball joint holding this on, so you can easily just like, I mean, if you're careful enough, you can just take the figures apart and swap pieces. Now, in terms of scale against Master Chief, in the fiction, Master Chief's a much taller character. You know, in various fictions, he's described as being, you know, close to 7 feet tall. So Master Chief's a much taller figure than the Marines. Here's a size comparison. As you can see here, he just towers over the standard Marines. Let's do back to back. So yeah, this is a great line of toys. I'm very stoked to have this new figure here in my collection. I would like to get more Marines, but much like the aliens in the World of Halo line, unless it's like Isharam or Hyperius, you know, some of these figures sell out pretty fast, especially with renewed interest in Halo with the recent game coming out, or at least with the renewed interest with the recent game that came out a few months ago, and the upcoming Halo show on Paramount Plus. I've noticed that people are starting to buy these figures more often than they did before. So for me, it's kind of like challenging trying to find, you know, more Marines to army build with, and you know, more importantly, even the aliens. You know, like the Covenant and the Elite. Trying to find those figures lately is becoming a much more of a challenge. Like, I'd love to build up, you know, my grunts, my elites, and my jackals, but those are harder to find. The only aliens I always tend to run into is just like Isharam and like Hyperius. I mean, they're cool, but, you know, I have enough brutes as it is. But yeah, great toy line. Can't suggest it enough. If you're a fan of Halo and you're into toys, I think the World of Halo is a great option. It's more affordable than the Spartan collection. You know, even though the Spartan collection is a much larger scale and you get super detailed figures, you know, I don't think they're the best for army building just because of their size and their price range. Whereas the World of Halo, it feels like the old school GI Joes. The figures are much smaller. For me, it's a big bonus that they're coming out with vehicles, and some of the vehicles are just like amazing. The Mantis is awesome. The Gun Goose, the Mongoose. It's really cool. If you're a fan of like the old school GI Joes, you know, just handling those toys will really take you back. So yeah, I can't recommend this toy line enough. Awesome line of Marine figures. You know, Master Chief is dope. Alright, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber viewer, thank you so much for your continued likes, comments, and support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one.